Hi, yes, hello. This is Cheyenne from the Book Mermaid, and I am going to recommend to you some biographies in the form of audiobooks. As a reader, I never really read audiobooks. I didn't care for them very much. I couldn't get into the story, and I also couldn't get into biographies because I couldn't get into the story. I couldn't hear the author's voice, really. I found them boring. And then I listened to a biography on an audiobook, and I've been hooked ever since. So here are 4 audiobooks that I highly recommend as a stepping stone into biographies and possibly also to audiobooks if you don't already listen to them. So the first one I want to recommend is actually the first one I read, which is Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick. She's from Maine. Is it an accurate description of Maine life? Absolutely not, but Maine girls got to stay together, so that's why I got it, and that's why I listened to it. It's funny, it's clever, you get to learn a little bit more about her life. She has that dry humor that she has for everything, and I highly, highly recommend that one. It was very, very good and very fast-paced. The second audiobook biography that I want to recommend to you is Kurama by Kurama Brown. Kurama Brown is one of the Queer Eye guys, and I'm planning on reading all of the books that the Queer Eye guys come out with, but this one... This one is very calming. This is the one, it's weird because you're listening to everything that he's saying to you, but it's also like, if you want to be listened to, listen to this. His voice is very reassuring and very calming, but the book itself delves into some really hard subjects. He talks about his life before he came out. He talks about his life when he gets his kids, his relationship with the kid's mother, his time on The Real World. He was on The Real World, by the way. Did anybody else know that? Because I definitely didn't. And he was a very bad boy at some points of his life. Holy moly. Like, oh, heavens to Betsy. Religion is also something that he delves into that. His relationship with religion, his relationship with somebody who doesn't have a good relationship with it's a very good book that covers a lot of different subjects. And when I was anxious and I would end up listening to this, I would instantly calm down. So I definitely highly recommend this one. The next one I want to recommend is Yes Please by Amy Poehler. I recommend this because I love Amy Poehler. I watched Parks and Rec. Once it was finished, I had nothing else Parks and Rec related, so I needed more. You can't just take that away from me at the end. You can't just end the season. Anyway, so I listened to that thinking I would get a little bit more about Parks and Rec, and I did, but it was also just very informative and funny and empowering because Amy Poehler is kind of like the really cool aunt everybody wants. So I highly recommend that one. And the last book that I am recommending on audio is actually one of my 2019 favorites, and that is How to Be a Boss by Lily Singh. And I actually bought the physical copy of this book. It's not near me, otherwise I'd grab it. Back when it first came out, and didn't read it till this year, which I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because it really... This was the time that I needed it. It's kind of a combination between a biography and also a self-help book, but... It goes over self-help things with actual steps on how to get your brain to focus on that and to rewire it to do things that you want it to do, combined with little bits of her life and stories and funny anecdotes. Like, I don't really watch a lot of Lily Singh's content, but I support her wholeheartedly. I think she's amazing, and this book was awesome and exactly what I needed. So that's it. Those are 4 books, audiobooks, biographies that I recommend to help expand your reading experience if biographies and audiobooks are not something you already do on a normal basis. And that's it. Did I just do that all in one take? Yes, I did.